I shall reign triumphant.
Buenos dias, children.
So.
Hell, you're all gonna be doing that.
Welcome back to Villain Review episode 69, and today we are looking at Dr. Frank N Furter from the cult classic film Rocky Horror Picture Show. Shout out to Gaming Demigod for suggesting Frank. How sweet is this transvestite, and can he break the curse of Tim Curry villains getting a 6? Let's find out.
Don't be upset. It was a mercy killing.
So what we know about Frank N Furter is that he's an alien from the planet Transsexual, a planet in the galaxy of Transylvania. From there's not really a whole origin laid out for us, but we can reach a few conclusions based off of what we see in the movie. Of the 3 Transylvanians who we know of on Earth, we know that Frank is the leader of the 3, and that he has some sort of mission to accomplish, but he ends up failing it. I think it's safe to assume that the inhabitants of the planet Transsexual are pretty, in fact, sexual, mainly because of Frank being like lust incarnate and Riff Raff and Magenta having like an incestual relationship. Really, what Frank is doing in this movie is just trying to sex everyone up. I mean, it's kind of simple. He starts off wanting to make a sex toy for himself in the form of Rocky, but then from there, he kind of just tries to get with everyone. That's really about it, if I'm being honest, and I think it's Frank's weakest category. Yeah, it might be the nature of his species to crave sex, but he's kind of overboard, especially when it comes to Riff Raff and Magenta. I think if he had a little more reason, it could definitely be a lot more interesting, but that's not something we really get in this film.
Transsexual. Transylvania.
While the most interesting thing about Frank's motive is just how insanely unique it is, I think he definitely shines in the personality category because of one reason and one reason alone: Tim freaking Curry. If you've seen my other Tim Curry villain reviews, you'll know that I absolutely love the dude, and he's always the best part of the villains he plays. While I gave both Pennywise and Hexus a 6, I think he's phenomenal in both the roles and even makes them anything special at all. I'm saying the same exact thing. Tim Curry brings so much charm and personality to the role of Frank, it's impossible to not like him as a villain. The genius part of this performance is that he can make us hating Frank one moment, and then feeling bad for him and just loving him the next. For me, at the end of the film, when they're all getting kind of freaky in the pool, it is a legit creepy scene, because I feel bad for all the people who are being forced into this, like, I don't want to get demonetized right when I got monetized, so you know what I'm talking about. But it's like, damn, Frank is really messed up. And then, I kid you not, maybe a minute later or two, when he sings "I'm Going Home," I'm just like, yeah, Frank, yeah, go home, Frank. You see those blue skies. It's such a hard thing to do as an actor, and I think Tim absolutely crushes it, and like jokes aside, this is a wonderful performance. I think everyone should see this movie at least once just for this performance. It is a performance unlike any other. It is so good. As much as I would love to talk about Tim Curry for the rest of the video, I have to talk about the writing, and it's also really well done. Frank is written in a way where I feel like I know so much about him just after one short film. We see him be jealous and petty and manipulative, and they all come up naturally. I think some of the characters in this film are a little boring, so it's great to have such an explosive character like Frank at the forefront. Without Frank, this movie wouldn't be nearly as iconic as it is, and without Tim Curry in the role, Frank wouldn't be half as interesting as he is. It's a match made in heaven.
Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday to you. Happy birthday, dear Rocky.
Happy birthday
Shall we?
to you.
As I said, Frank is easily the most interesting character in this movie by a landslide, so almost every scene he's in is a good one. I'm sure all the big Rocky Horror fans out there would probably not be too happy if I didn't mention his iconic song, Sweet Transvestite.
Want to be any worry? Well, you got caught with a flat world. How about that?
What I'll say about the song is that it's definitely the viewer's first real step into the world of craziness. Yes, we have the time warp, but besides the kind of vague weirdness going on, I wouldn't say the movie really dives into its own insanity until this song. It's a catchy song, and Tim Curry's performance is as good as everything else he does in this movie. Another great scene, though, is one that I already mentioned, and that's his song, I'm Going Home.
Smile and that will mean I'm mad.
In general, I think this song is really well written, and not only does Tim Curry give a great acting performance, but sonically and the way he sings, it's very impressive. What I like about this scene so much is that it's a moment in the film where we see Frank being a little more genuine. Yes, he might be trying to convince Riff Raff to let him live, but I actually do think there's a level of honesty to his words and performance. It's my favorite shot scene in the movie, and everything about it just lines up really well.
'Cause I've seen blue skies.
Everyone always talks about Sweet Transvestite, but I think this song shouldn't be ignored. It's just as good, if not better in my opinion. These two scenes, among many others with Frank, are some of the best in the movie, and Tim Curry is just masterful in this role.
Tell him twice, you better wise up, Janet Weiss. Your apple pie don't taste too nice.
Frank N Furter definitely has some evil things he does in this movie. He kills somebody with an ice pick to start, and does a lot of other messed up things in the movie. I think it's important to remember that while Frank might be a likable villain, he's very clearly the villain, and even deserves probably what happens to him at the end of the film. I think because of Tim Curry, he is such a likable character, and it's interesting to see how many people love him just so much. I feel like they forget about some of the bad things he does. I think if this role wasn't played by Curry, he wouldn't be nearly as likable, and therefore he'd come across a lot more evil. That being said, this is a villain review, so you have to do some evil things to qualify. With that in mind though, I admire how the writing made Frank a little more unique of a villain in the fact that he doesn't just want to kill people. If Frank was just a murderer, it would be one thing, but I can honestly say I've never seen a movie where the villain has the same motive, and I doubt I will ever see a villain like this ever again. It's something that I really appreciate because a lot of times villains all have the same motive, and so many of them do. I really appreciate just how unique and weird this one is. Oh my gosh, you're Frank N Furter, dude. I love you. You got so much character. Hey, thanks, man. I'm a sweet transvestite. Dude, what the heck? You're supposed to have, big personality and be crazy and, shaking your hips and stuff like that. What's going on? No, I'm the one played by not Tim Curry. I see you've met my handyman. Dude, what the is going on? Are you are you okay, Frank N Furter? Blink twice if you're not okay. Are you being held hostage? Are there snipers in the roof about to take you out? You better wise up. Janet, wise up. Janet Weiss. Weiss up. I like rice. Dude, Frank, what is going on? I think you need to get help or something. You're not nearly as exciting. You're supposed to be jumping around the place and going crazy and screaming like Tim Curry and shaking your head. How come you're not doing that? Dr. Frank N Furter. Oh, I made Rocky. I made Rocky the boy. My boy Rocky. I made that dude. He's blonde. Dude, this is the top 5 saddest things in my whole life. You better wise up, Brad. You better wise up, Brad. Cut it out, damn it. Janet.
I see you shiver with anticipation.
The origin and motive for Frank is creative, but it's definitely the weakest part of his character in my opinion. Luckily though, Tim Curry delivers a performance of a lifetime and makes Frank an incredible presence on screen. He has some great scenes in the form of a few banger songs, and he does some evil things that are so unlike any other villain ever created. I'm gonna give Frank an 8.5.
Ingredient, that spark, that is the breath of life.
Thank you so much for watching, and if you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and liking the video. I release a new villain review every single Monday, so make sure you don't miss any of them. Thanks again for watching so much, and I'll see you next time.